So, hey guys. Um, I'm actually at this place called Wolf Lake right now. It's a really pretty place. You can't really see the lake behind me, but I mean, obviously this lighting is like amazing. I'm basically just gonna be walking around a little bit while I'm here because it's pretty nice outside. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so I kind of promised you guys that I would tell you what I've been up to for the last 8 months in Florida. Um, well, I would I just kind of want to talk about like I absolutely had no reason to leave home. Like I had a steady job. I was going to school for a little bit. Like I just had to take some more classes and I would have gotten another degree. Um, I have an amazing family back home. Like, you know, my both of my parents are freaking awesome. I have like the coolest big sister ever. And, you know, a nephew that I've only been nagging my sister to have for the last 10 years, basically. And it just so happens that as soon as she has him, you know, I decide I'm going to pick up and move. Just like I said, absolutely no reason to go. Like everything was like I had a place to stay, like I was living alone, you know, just was very comfortable. But for some reason, like I had this opportunity that I could move to Florida. So I was like a little bit scared, but I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know, I've been doing the same stuff for the last 4 years, like going to work, going to school, and I'm not really seeing like what the result, like what's the payout gonna be like, because I don't really, like I feel like I'm kind of just like living my life in a routine. You know, I don't see like, there's like, it just doesn't feel like I'm working towards something. It feels more like I'm just doing it just to do it, and that's just it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to Florida. That's just what I'm gonna do. I'm scared, super scared. Like, I've never moved away from home before. I lived in the exact same neighborhood my whole life. Like, literally, and only two different houses. They're on the same street. So like, why would I leave? I had to. I had to do something different. You know, you're gonna get the same results if you keep doing the same stuff. And I didn't want what I had at the time. Like, you know, I wanted certain things in my life, you know, like I want to be surrounded like I am by family. I want to have time with my nephew like I did. Like those things I want. But as far as like what I wanted to do for like the rest of my life, like it wasn't like what I was doing just wasn't cutting it. So I was like, okay, whatever happens, I'm going to go to Florida because if I don't, I'm always going to be wondering what would have happened had I gone to Florida. And at the moment, what I'm doing right now, I'm so comfortable that I'll just keep doing it unless I just do something dramatic and just move 1,200 miles away from home without my family. So I did it. Thankfully, even though my family, you know, they didn't want me to leave, obviously, you know, we're all pretty tight and close and we all love each other. You know, we've all been around each other basically forever. So it's kind of weird, like super weird, not normal, like for me to move away. Extremely strange. And it was terrifying, like absolutely terrifying. But my family decided, okay, she's gonna do this whether we want her to or not. I know because they know me. Like it doesn't matter. Like I've been that way since I was like 4 years old. Doesn't matter what you tell me. If I put it in my brain that I'm gonna do it, no matter how ridiculous it is, I'm gonna freaking do it. And I'm sure all my family's laughing about this part right now. Because they know that about me. I'm just stubborn, you know? And I don't believe that there are any good choices or bad choices. It's just you make choices. And, you know, it just gets you a little farther and you find out what your next step is. And, you know, how you can improve, like what you want to do next. Maybe that choice led you for you to figure out that maybe this isn't exactly what you want to do. Which is actually kind of what you learn like the first few years in college, you know? You take your prereqs, all your general classes, and then you find out, you get a better idea of what you actually like. So that's kind of just how life is all the time. You know, you always got to make some choices. You got to figure out what you want to do next. Sorry, I probably sound a little bit out of breath here. That's because I'm walking back and forth and talking. So yeah, my family, they actually were so supportive that my mom and dad actually helped me move. Like, my dad rented a car and he like put half of my stuff in this truck, and like they drove 1,200 miles down to Florida to drop me off. And it was a very, very difficult experience. Like, you know, my family's pretty good at making it look like they're not like super emotional people, but you know, we're all humans, we all feel. You know, if anything, they feel very deeply. Sorry guys, I'm totally just throwing you out there, but I'm the same way. I act like, you know, I'm such a hard ass all the time, but I actually I love and I care for a lot of people. Like, even the people that drive me crazy. You know, we're all still part of the same damn thing. We're all human. So, yeah, so it was very, very difficult. I mean, I'm going to tell you a cute little story. I know this might be a little bit personal, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. You know, because this is supposed to be a real video. You know, I told you guys I would give you the real stuff. I woke up, I slept at my sister's the last night I was home. And, I woke up at like 4 a.m. and like I just realized that I couldn't like breathe, and I'm like what the heck is going on? Like, why can't I breathe right now? Well, I woke up to a human on top of me just hugging me. I don't know how long she had been there, but it felt like a while. And I was just like, oh, like I was so like disoriented. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's okay. I'm just not trying to die right now. Oh, check out these horses right now. Hi guys.
Hey there.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. You're very, very pretty horses.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, sorry. Just wanted to I hope I got those on the video so you guys could see the pretty horses. Anyway, which is ironic because my sister loves horses. So it just so happened that the moment I go to talking about her, there's like 2 beautiful horses walking by. So obviously, you know, me and my sister were like this, for real, like this. Even though we're, you know, just about 10 years apart from each other, and I was 6 years old whenever she was 16, we are just like this. So yeah, it was hard for me too. I'm just better at making it look like it wasn't. But it was, and it still is. So, you know, we drive all the way down, and like, I just had something tugging me to Florida. Like, something was just tugging me here. Like, no matter what happened, I had to come here and do whatever it was that I needed to do. So I get here, right? Everything's great. Like, I'm learning so much. I came here to experience something, and I knew I was going to learn a lot of stuff, no matter what. No matter what happened, I was going to learn a lot. So, I actually, like, just was submerged into this, like, amazing little loving community. Like, everything just, like, it was great. Like, all of it was awesome. I learned so much. And it was like an exponential learning rate. It became, like, I have learned more in the last 8 months about myself and other people than I have in the last 3 years of my life. And I'm 23. I'm not old or anything. Like, I'm not just, like, I don't have, like, all this wisdom or that comes with age or whatever. I just want to talk about this and the things that I've learned and picked up along the way. So, you know, I learned about how some things worked with the business that I'm involved with. You know, that was the idea to come down here for. And I've experienced a lot of stuff down here in the last 8 months. Things that I would have never experienced had I stayed home. And some of these experiences, you know, some of you might think of as bad, but I don't think any experience is bad. I think they're all neutral. There's, you know, even though if something makes you feel good or feel bad, that's your perception of it, you know? So all experiences are neutral. Even death, you know, even something extreme as death, and even life. You know, even like being born, like every experience is neutral. It's just your perception. So then, sorry, hold on, I'm like losing my train of thought. Okay, so a lot of things have happened to me since I've moved here. For instance, my first experience was 2 months after I moved here, my car battery died. Yeah, right? And like me, I'm so used to just being at home and like living so close to my family that if something like that happens, I have the luxury of calling my father who can help me out, right? Well, not this time. And it just so happened it was only 2 months after I moved down here. So I'm like, wow, this freaking sucks, man. Sorry, I know I keep tilting down and up, but whatever, just stick with me. This is really meant for the words anyway, not the visuals, even though I know it's so pretty here. So yeah, my car battery died. Freaking awesome, right? But, so, you know, my dad wasn't there. My dad wasn't there to help me. You know, I could call him and tell him about it, but he's 1,200 miles away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he can't, there's not much he can do about it. I mean, he might feel weird about it because he's so used to being able to help me, so he probably wishes he could help me. I know, I just made you all a little bit sad there. But yeah, there was really not much he could do about it. But luckily, now you guys are going to love this one, Josh was there. So those of you that know that I'm dating Josh or whatever, you know, I know that's so cute and like, oh my god, that's so adorable. But no, really, Josh was there whenever my battery died. He changed it for me. He gave me a jump whenever I needed it right before we went to the store to get my new car battery. So yeah, but that's something I had to, you know, like I learned from that. Like I learned that I can do it. I can deal with it. I can figure it out. Even though like I had someone help me, I still figured it out. And I didn't, you know, I didn't need to have my dad there. You know, I trusted my ability to figure it out anyway. So that's good. That's awesome news because, you know, I need to be able to figure things out without certain people. And maybe with certain other people helping me. Anyway, so that was the first thing that happened. Let's see what else happened. There was actually a period of time where, like, okay, so I didn't have a job up until March. I decided I did not want to work because I was so used to working a lot and doing a lot of stuff at, you know, my previous job that I just didn't want to do something for somebody else anymore. Like, I wanted to do it for me. So yeah, I really, like, took a huge leap here. Like, I literally jumped right off the cliff. Moved to Florida, 1,200 miles away, decided not to get a job. So, a couple times I experienced, I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent, you know, and I'm sure you guys have all felt that before at some point. I just didn't know. There was a couple other times. This one was really, really scary because I wasn't working. So it was like I had money. I wasn't broke. I will never think I'm broke because I'll always figure it out. But twice my account went negative, like $400. And I had to figure that out. Now, had I not moved, I wouldn't have been put in that position and given the skills to figure it out. So just like that one video that I've watched, you know, a handful of times by Steve Harvey, he says, you know, you gotta jump. Like, you're gonna get banged up a little bit on the way down, but before you actually fall and, so to speak, fail, you're gonna learn to build your wings and then you're gonna fly. Well, you know, after that point, you know, I didn't let things get that bad anymore. I was like, okay, I gotta do something, I gotta make a change. So I did end up picking up a job. Thanks to my wonderful friend, she helped me. You know who you are, if you're watching this. I really appreciate that because I was done, you know, letting myself get banged up that much. Like, I had to do something a little bit different. So, you know, I was just only working a couple days a week. But thank you. I appreciate you helping me get that job because it's helped a lot since then. What else? Okay, and I learned from that. So, you know, I did end up picking up something just to do something a couple days a week so that I wasn't, freaking out about something. Like, I'm already uncomfortable 1,200 miles away from home. Like, I'm not trying to make it any more uncomfortable for myself. So, then there's that. And then, I also want to say thank you to the awesome lady that invited me to move down to Florida. Had it not, you were for some reason you were the vehicle that the message was supposed to get to me. I'm sure there's a reason for that too. So thank you. I appreciate you asking me to move down here and giving me this opportunity to really like spread my wings and do something different, because I've learned a lot of stuff here. You're awesome. Thank you. You know who you are if you're watching this. So then I learned that, because at first, the first things that were going through my mind whenever I wanted to move to Florida was something is here for me. And there was something here for me. But I don't think it was the thing that I had thought it was in the first place, which is okay. I didn't know that, but I needed to find that out, right? So I've had some really, really awesome experiences in Florida. I've dealt with some really, really crazy things I never thought I had to deal with, but I'm still thankful for those experiences because, it's just like I just wouldn't have learned all this stuff without it, and I'd rather learn it now like I'm young. I'd rather go through it all now while I have nothing like holding me back. Like, I still affect other people, but not, I don't have a family that I don't have any kids that I've raised or anything. Like, I don't even have really like a pet that I have to take around with me. So, I'd rather do this stuff and like get out there and experience this stuff while I'm younger. So what I've actually decided to do is I've decided that I'm going to move back home. I really think that everything that I've been doing here and, what I'm picking up from the business that I'm involved with, like, I really want to help people back home. That's just how I feel. I feel like I've gotten what I've needed from being in Florida. Thankfully, it only took 8 months. I could have been here for way longer and not figured anything out, But I'd rather figure it out, and I'm being tugged back home. Like, something is just like, Morgan, there's something there. I need to do something there. Also, I really want that smart house that's on Bailey Avenue. So, yeah. I know it's like a gajillion, 100,000,000 gajillion dollars, but that house is gonna be mine. I don't care what I have to do. One day, I will have it. Yeah, but I really want to help everyone back home. I've already been helping them back home. I feel like I should be more present there and helping them. So that's the next step, and I'm pretty pumped. I mean, I miss everyone that's from home. You guys are really amazing people. Pretty much everyone I know. I just want to, like, I appreciate that you exist and that I've been able to meet you. And everyone in Florida, same thing. You guys are just as amazing. I love you all. I'm going to miss you. I'm definitely coming back to visit for sure, because, like, I do really like the place, and some of the people that I've met down here are really freaking awesome, and I would like to see them, at least every once in a while. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this. I hope that I was able to tell my story a little bit, and so that you guys can get a feel for, like, it wasn't, like, it was amazing. Like, it is sunshine and rainbows, but in life, there's always going to be some obstacle. It doesn't matter where you go. Like, if it wasn't me coming here and going through all the things that I went through, then it would be me staying back home and, like, not being happy with what I was doing there. So, it's either come do this, get the bumps and bruises, like, on the way down and, figure it out, but figure out exactly what I want and do it fast. 8 months. If I stayed back home, I don't know how much longer I've been doing what I was doing, because I was already doing it for 3 years. Am I going to do it for another 3 years? I guess if I want to do the same stuff for another 3 years, I'll do it. But that's just, I've got a little bit more than that in me. Like, I just wasn't raised that way. I watched my dad like he's an entrepreneur. It's kind of just like, we want to do more. We want to do something different. We just want to just go against the grain a little bit. So, you know, I mean, I'm doing way different stuff than he's doing, but still, same thing. I'm like that puzzle piece that just don't fit. And I know there are many of you out there. You know, I know there are plenty other people who are puzzle pieces that just don't fit. Or you do want to go against the grain a little bit. Just do it, man. Just do it. What is the worst that can happen? I found out the worst that can happen, and I didn't let any worse than that, anything else happen to me. I stopped it. Like, I was like, okay, I'm done. I gotta do something different, because, like, I don't want those areas of my life to be uncomfortable for me. I want those to be, like, okay, because I've already got a lot of other obstacles that I need to overcome, and if I can avoid some of them, if I can avoid problems, I'd rather avoid them than have to solve them later. So, yeah, just take the risk, whatever it is. You don't got to do what I did. I mean, I'm kind of nuts, obviously, but just do whatever it is that you want to do. If you got a story you want to write and you want to tell somebody something, just write the story. Or, you know, whatever it is that you're good at, just do it. Who cares? Also, speaking of stories writing, or sorry, that does not make any sense. Speaking of writing stories, I'm actually in the process of writing my own book now. It's going to be a little bit more motivational, like, kind of like, you know, hopefully I'm going to try and do more of these videos like this and just tell my story so you guys understand what I've been doing. The book's kind of going to be like that, and it's going to just, you know, give you some details about my life, because I just want to document this stuff. You know, I'm glad that people in history documented what they were doing, because if not, then we wouldn't know what they did before, you know, and how to do stuff different, and how to evolve, and how to change, and how to improve. So that's really the idea of this. I don't think I'm some special, amazing celebrity person. I really just want to get my story out there because, I don't know, whenever I'm not alive anymore, maybe someone's going to be using it, and it might help them out. You know what? And that's the least. You know, if I could at least help, like, one person, or if one person, like, you know, something happens because they heard me talk about this and they could relate to me, then I've done my job. It's kind of like, you know, my very good friend Nate. You know, he has basically the same goal. He wants to help 1 billion people, but, you know, as long as he helps at least one person, then, you know, you're still doing something. So that's kind of the goal here. That's like kind of what my book is going to be about too, but it's going to go in a little bit different areas of my life. I kind of just wanted to get this video to you guys so you really know what I've been doing in the last 8 months, because I know a lot of you, well, not a lot of you, I don't know, who the hell am I? Some of you might have been watching and you know that I've moved to Florida, especially some of my very close friends. I don't know if my story is important to you or even if you care, but if you're watching this, like, thank you. I appreciate you watching. It means a lot. Like, you know, half of the time I really have no idea how many of you really are watching me and how many people I might be helping already. So that's awesome. I'm so happy I could do that for you. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be back home in about a month. So all my Pittsburgh friends, I will see you guys soon, and I cannot wait to see you. I'm so excited. I missed a lot of you for a long time. Thanks for watching.
Way back on the radio dial, the fire got lit inside a bright-eyed child. Every